Alright YouTube, so today I'm going to be showing you how to fold this box out of two bills. You can use any kind of bill that you want, but basically it's just like these two halves that you form to make a box. And the reason I kind of went down this path was, you know, at Christmas time you have Secret Santa, those kind of things, and yeah, some people always just put money down on their what they want for Secret Santa, and that's kind of boring, right? Just giving them money and nothing cool about it. So anyway, I decided to come up with a little box idea, and I got it based off of another video that was doing this kind of thing, like something similar for like a graduation gift, where they would roll up a little scroll or a little bit of money inside and like kind of dress it up as a diploma. So like I kind of printed this thing out too, so you can kind of put it in the box after. You just like roll this little guy up in there, and then you can put a little ribbon around it or something like that, make it look like a little diploma or a scroll or something like that, and then just leave it inside the box. But anyway, this particular box here is it's not made of actual money. This is like some kind of Chinese funny money, and it's easier if you use this kind of paper for this kind of demonstration, because the actual money doesn't want to fold or crease kind of as nicely as this. This is just like fake money, but it's about the same size as a real dollar, and it feels more paper-like, so it's not going to be as like cotton-like or plasticky-like real money is. So it's going to be easier to fold. It'll crease nicer, so the box is going to come out a little bit tighter like this one. When you fold it out of real money, the edges are going to be a little bit softer, and it's not going to be as exaggerated. But what I do for the final packaging step is I'll put like a ribbon on it, like it's a little present like that, and then yep, have a little guy inside there. You can put more money inside, whatever. You can use 20s and like 2 20s, and then stuff like 3 or 4 more 20s or whatever you're going to give inside the inside, for however much money you want to give to people. And anyway, I'm going to be using these 50s because these are my favorite denomination of bill. And we'll start by making the bottom half and then go from there. So the first step to make the box is we're going to have to take the bill like this, and I like to put the bill kind of, or the final end of the box configuration like this, where the back side of the money is on the bottom of the box, and then the top side of the money is on the top. But you can flip it around whichever way you want. And I kind of make it centered just for stability's sake, and so it looks a little bit more even around the edges and whatnot. But you can kind of skew the picture one way or to the other if you want to make a different design on the top of the box. So first step, I'm going to be making this bottom half of the box. And the top half is basically the same too. It's just that we're going to be making it slightly bigger so it fits around the edges. Alright, so the first step here is I'm going to turn it over because I'm making the bottom part of the box. And this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to fold over the edges on the top over here to try and make like an even edge. And I'm going to try and get it so that both the top and the bottoms are the same degree of foldedness. And the reason I'm doing this is for stability's sake. I'll show you at the end. If you don't do this, you can do this and still create the box. It's just that it won't have nice of an edge and sturdy box feeling to it. It's just going to be kind of floppy paper. So the basic thing you want to do is just get everything like evenly lined up here. So I'm going to try and do that, and then I'll go switch over to the other side and kind of fold in the crease nicer. So the first time you don't want to crease it too much or heavily. You want to just make sure that everything is all lined up and equidistant and squared away. And then you're going to kind of crease it in to make it a little more sturdy. So that's the first step there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of fold the bill in half with a light crease. You don't want to make a heavy crease here because this is going to be the bottom center of the box. So just kind of a light crease, and the reason you're making this is so you can make the edges equal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these sides in like this and that, and the same thing on this side over here, so that we're going to basically make it flat. So here we go. The center should be right around over here. Like I said, when you're going to be working with real money, it's going to be a little bit more difficult too, because the money just doesn't want to stay creased, and it's going to kind of unfold and be a little bit more flimsy. So I recommend going to the bank and getting kind of the stiffest, newest bills that they have. When I gave some of these out for Christmas, I went and got some 50s like this, and they were all brand new, super crispy 50s, and they folded up pretty nicely actually. And I'm not like an origami expert or anything like that. I'm not like one of those kind of people or anything, but I just wanted a little bit more creative way of giving out money. So now we got the box, or the bottom of the box, kind of set up like this. So it has that one fold on the top, and then they're kind of equally folded on the inside. So now the next thing I'm going to do is fold this into thirds. So I'll get it folded over like this. And you want to make it as pretty much as equal thirds as possible. So you see how I have it like that. And then I'm going to just kind of crease everything in. It doesn't have to be super accurate here, but the closer the better. It's just more stable if it's nicely folded and all squared away. Alright, so this is pretty much what the bottom of the box is going to look like. So just like the 100 over here, I got the building on the back. And if you're religious, you can kind of get the "In God We Trust" and whatever to focus in on it. Alright, so now that we got it in the thirds here like this, what we're going to do is unfold it a little bit here. So now the secret to this part is we're going to have to flip this little end up over here and kind of stand it up on its edge so that you can kind of make the base of the box here. See, like that? So you kind of make as squared of an edge as possible. And on the inside here, you can see how it's folded like that. So once you have it at a nice angle, it's going to be pretty much like a 45-degree angle on the bottom and flat on the top here. And then you can kind of crease everything in a little bit better so that it stays nicely. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side over here. So unfold this and kind of create that angle there on that side. And make sure that everything's kind of straight. Yeah, that's not the best right there. I think I messed that up a little bit. Anyway, this is probably the hardest part of this whole box forming process because you can get it like very exact, or it can be slightly off, but it'll still work. So, and then once that's in, I'm gonna just kind of keep going with this and fold it over just so the edge stays. So you see where I just folded this right over the top, and then I kind of crease it in that way, just so that this is kind of temporary because I'll show you why. So I'm gonna form the other side of the box now. Same thing as we did on that side. Get that kind of corner tucked in like that. And same thing for this side over here. So let's see, that looks okay. And I mean, you want the edges over here to kind of line up, so this is not correct. I screwed something up over there, so either the box has to be a little bit longer or something. Or I didn't fold it correctly, but let's see. Let's just keep going with this. Yeah, so you ideally want that to be completely flat, so I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong there to make it not work, but that looks close enough. So now I'm going to fold that over again on the other side. We'll tuck it this way. So it's tucked just like the other side, so I'm going to make a few extra creases in the paper on this side now too, just like on the other side. And the reason I'm not fully creasing it in yet is you have to unfold it like this, and you want to kind of fix how it looks on the bottom there. And then crease it in a little bit better, and also crease it in on the edges as well, like that. So when you tuck it over, it tucks a lot neater, and the edges of the box are a lot more square and flat. Let's go to this side here, unfold it and do the same thing. The bottom crease and then the top crease. So now that we have the box like this, what I do is I unfold it a little bit. Well, unfold it all the way, and then I tuck the paper into the other side, like that. And just kind of tuck the other side underneath it. so that when it meets in the center of the box, it'll fold into each other and create a more sturdy base. So now that it looks kind of like this, I'm going to fold the edges in and then push each end into each other like this so that it can kind of fold down and create the base of the box. Alright, let's fold this out. It should be there. Oh, it went a little too far. There we go. Alright, I just want to fix all my creases one more time, just kind of straighten everything up as best as I can. Because the more time you spend on this, the nicer it's going to be. Like the straighter and everything is, the nicer your final outcome box is. I remember I was talking about why you folded that edge in. This is so that you can create a little bit more stability here, because if you didn't fold that edge, you can still create the same shape box, but this edge over here is not going to have as much rigidity to it, so it's not going to feel like a sturdy little box like it should. Alright, so now that we got the bottom here, I got to make the top. So that's going to be the bottom and the back. And so the top, I'm going to want the, I'm going to put Grant's face right over the middle. So you see like where I'm going to put it over the box like this. I'm going to put it something like that. Somewhere like over here. So basically we're trying to just get the sizing correctly on the box. So I want to make a few folds in this box first. So like the back, I'm going to do the same rigidity kind of thing. So I'm going to take the money and I'm going to fold the two edges over on the top and the bottom equal, like equal lengths. You see there? And I'll just kind of go over to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so now we have that edge folded over like that. I'm going to take this, the box, and kind of line it up like this and create the edges around the box. So what I want to do is just pretty much make this guy right in the middle, this direction, so that I know where to make the creases along the top. So I'm going to start by making a crease on one side where I think it is. So I'll make kind of a light crease right there. And then I'm going to use that to line the box up. Let's see. So we're gonna see, does that looks about right. So if I make the other crease somewhere over here, and you want to make these equal so that the top of the box is equal around the whole top. So what I mean is like this is the same as this. So now if I put the bottom of the box into the top, or the top of the box over the bottom, it should fit in there pretty snugly. You don't want it too tight, but at the same time you don't want it loose either. So you see how the box is going to fit over the top like that. Alright, so now I'm going to create each edge. So now you can kind of play with it a little bit where you want the top of the box to be centered. I usually have it kind of like this, I guess, which is almost centered but a little bit skewed towards the money side or the flag side over there. So I'm going to make a crease over here. So this is the same idea as that making the bottom of the box, but I'm just trying to get the one edge for the lengthwise to be established. So I'm going to create that one edge there, and then we're going to just form the first side of the box so it's easier, or the first side of the lid, so it's easier for us to identify the second edge. So like the bottom of the box, we're going to create this 90-degree or squared off edge here, best as we can. The nicer you make this, the nicer the lid's going to fit onto the box. So same thing for the other side. We have the crease on the bottom here, so this is going to kind of show us where it goes. So it looks pretty close. Get in there. Almost there. Alright, well, that should do for now. And fold over the top. Again, everything is kind of loose inside here. I haven't like creased or anything super tightly because things like this right here, it's not. I gotta fix this a little bit more still. And that should fold nicer. Okay, so we're gonna tuck this side here. And check the fitment on the box, see if the thing is still fitting on the top and the bottom. Yeah, she fits. It's just inside here we haven't made this crease yet. That inner lid crease, and I gotta firm this crease up here too as well. And then we'll get the box and give it a test fit. Oops, Grant's face is a little bit too much out. But the camera stopped recording me, so hopefully I didn't go too far. But anyway, this is where I'm at right now, so I'm still forming that top lid. So you form that top lid like that. Crease that in. This is just like the bottom, so basically if you didn't see the first part, this is the same thing. But the way I had done it is a little bit off-centered, so you see this guy's, Grant's face is a little bit too off to the side over there. And because of that, this end is a little bit shorter than that end when it's tucked in there, so that's a problem. So hopefully the lid can fit correctly, because ideally I would like to tuck this end into here, or have this end meet equidistant with that right in the middle. That way each side of the box is equal. So right now this box isn't exactly square or plumb, but it's gonna have to do. So let's put it on the bottom. Let's see. Alright, so here's our final product. This one is definitely not my best work. I was just trying to do it for speed and simplicity for YouTube's sake here. But you get the idea. And here's the original box that I had. I spent a little bit more time on this guy, but not very much more. You really just have to take your time and make sure all the folds are all straight. The straighter they are, the nicer the final outcome of this box is going to be. You rush it, it turns out like this, you know, so it looks a little bit ugly, but I'm trying to do this for the camera, so hopefully it came across pretty clearly for you guys. I prefer this style of box because it's a little bit more sturdy. The original one that I had learned how to do this one was a matchbox style, where you'd kind of slide the base through the side where it would be open, so you kind of slide the case in and out. But because of the way that the paper is folded, it would catch a lot when you're inserting it. It really is kind of a one-time use only thing. You push the base of the box out of like the matchbox style, and then it's really hard to put back in. But this one you can open and close the box. Even with how poorly I folded this and haven't creased it in really, it's still, the box can open and shut very easily without having the paper catching up on the other edges and whatnot. Anyway, hope this works for you guys. If you have any ideas, questions, let me know. Yeah, thanks for watching.